Well, for some basketball fans, this weekend could be their first trip back to Minneapolis in 18 years.
Yeah, the Twin Cities last hosted the Final Four back in 2001. So how has Minneapolis changed? Good question. Heather Brown takes us on a little tour.
The godfather of the North Loop.
Bunkers is the same, Cuzzies is too, but that's close to it for the North Loop.
We've had some coaches actually come through here in the last couple of days, and they're like, I'm pretty sure this is where we came.
Back then, the games were played in the Metrodome. Marshall Fields was on Nicollet Mall. The Central Library wasn't quite so fancy, and the warehouse district was really just a bunch of warehouses.
In 2001, there were no breweries.
No food trucks, no breweries, no distilleries.
Wearing his food critic hat, Jason DeRusha counted the Minneapolis spots we can now eat and drink.
It's more than doubled since 2001. Now we have restaurants in the North Loop that people are coming from all over the country just to eat at. That's a sea change in less than 20 years.
This is a good place here in front of Commons Park to illustrate the changes in the city.
Perhaps the biggest difference is downtown East.
Of course, we have a new stadium, but from here to the river was sort of a sea of parking lots, surface parking lots.
Which you can see from this Meet Minneapolis photo taken back then.
Right now we're looking at condos, an office building, a restaurant.
Well, this was sort of one of the last parts of downtown that could see sort of expansion.
Since then, we've added the Guthrie, the Mill City Museum, and thousands of condos. 40,000 people have moved into the city, which former Mayor Sharon Sales Belton told me yesterday was by design.
There's a lot of empty nesters, a lot of young professionals.
There was a lot of planning. It takes a long time to do that. Some of it was controversial. This building was controversial.
I remember.
There have been no tall skyscrapers built since 2001, but a handful of 20 to 30-story buildings, plus a new TCF Bank Stadium, Target Field, and of course, U.S. Bank Stadium.
If the last time you were here in Minneapolis was 2001, you'd be in for quite a surprise.
Oh, you wouldn't even recognize it.
In Minneapolis, Heather Brown, WCCO 4 News.
Progress.
Yeah, definitely.